Hello students, today we are taking another topic of our syllabus, that is production, isolation and utilization of phytoconstants. And today we are going to discuss one of the important phytoconstant, which is called Taxol. Taxol, chemically it is a diterpene alkaloid, and this alkaloid is obtained from the dried barks of Taxus brevifolia, Taxus baccata, Taxus meliciana, and the plant belongs to the family Taxaceae. If you look at the structure of Taxol, this is the complex structure of Taxol, in which you can easily detect the presence of nitrogen, which makes the molecule alkaloid. And if you see these complex rings system, this and this, these three rings they combine to form a nucleus, which is called as Taxane nucleus. So this Taxane nucleus is attached with the nitrogen molecule, and in this way it exists in the form of alkaloid. Since this alkaloid is not derived from amino acid, as in the case of true alkaloids, and also the nitrogen is also not present in the ring system, but nitrogen is present in the ring system and the heterocyclic ring system. So this kind of alkaloid, they fall under the category of pseudo alkaloids. So in short, you can define Taxol, it's a diterpene pseudo alkaloid. This is the Taxane ring and the Taxane nucleus, and this is nitrogen. So moving on to the mechanism of action, how this Taxol is going to act on your body. Actually, medicinally, we have many drugs like paclitaxel, which are derived from this Taxol. So these taxanes, simply the category or the groups is called as taxane. So these taxanes, they are used as anti-cancer drugs. And how they act as anti-cancer drug, we can see in the mechanism of action. These taxanes prevents the depolymerization of microtubules during the metaphase. Depolymerization of microtubule is interfered by your taxanes into tubulin. So what happens in metaphase? This microtubule, they depolymerizes into tubulin fiber, and that tubulin fiber is responsible for carrying the replicated chromosomes to the respective poles, and in this way the mitosis ends by formation of separate cells. So these taxanes, they inhibit the progression of metaphase to anaphase and induces the apoptosis, or you can say the programmed cell death, and in this way it exerts its anti-cancer action on the cancer cells. So if you see the physical properties of these taxanes, taxanes or Taxol occurs in the form of white needle or white needle crystals or white powder, in the form of white needle crystals and white powder. Solubility is very important. Solubility, as we discuss in every lecture, that solubility is the major factor that decides the isolation or extraction of any phytoconstant from its raw parent drug. The Taxol, they are soluble in dimethyl sulfoxides, methanol, ethanol and acetonitrile. They are very soluble in these organic solvents, whereas it is insoluble in water. Taxols are insoluble in water, whereas soluble in DMSO, methanol, ethanol and acetonitrile. So on the basis of solubility, we are going to discuss a production method, how these phytoconstants are isolated from the raw material. So first we took the dried barks of your Taxus plant. You took the dried bark and mixed it with N-hexane. So N-hexane, this combination or this you can say this infusion is allowed to stand for 24 hours, and during the 24 hours what happened, all the non-polar compounds, and unwanted, you can say unwanted or pharmacologically inactive constituents like waxes, fats, oils, etc. They came out of the drug. So in this way you can defat your drug from the waxes and fats or oils present in the drug. After defatting, the defatted material is extracted with ethanol for 24 hours at room temperature. After this extraction, the filtrate is concentrated under vacuum, and after concentration the residue is obtained. This residue is mixed with 15% lead acetate and centrifuged at 5000 rpm for 10 minutes. The purpose of addition of lead acetate is to remove the polyphenolic compounds and tannins from your drug. So this is the procedure how you can isolate a phytoconstituent. First we have removed the waxes and oils and all other pharmacologically inactive constituents. After removal of these constituents, you are removing the tannins and polyphenolic compounds from the defatted material. And after this, the supernatant of after centrifugation, the supernatant, you collect the supernatant and evaporated it to dryness, whereas the precipitates of polyphenolic compounds and tannins, it settle down inside the centrifuge tube, which you can discard further. So the residue that we obtained after evaporating the centrifuge filtrate, the residue is mixed with water and extracted with ethyl acetate for 3 times. After extraction with ethyl acetate for 3 times, all the 3 fractions of ethyl acetate, they are combined and evaporated to dryness. Again, the residue that is obtained is mixed with methanol, and this mixture is then purified using column chromatography. And here the column we have used is packed in chloroform. We have to follow a rule for column chromatography. So first we have to take the solvent in which our column is packed. So here we took 100% chloroform and we elute the volume, the entire volume of chloroform we have added in the column, and it can easily be detected or easily be measured by the volume of the column you are going to use in the column chromatography. So first you use 100% chloroform, then you have to reduce the concentration of chloroform and increase the concentration of some more polar solvent. So you have reduced the chloroform by 25, and 75% chloroform you are using and 25% acetonitrile you are using. Then after complete elution, you change the solvent system, and then you use the 50% chloroform and 50% acetonitrile. Again, after elution of complete solvent, then you decrease the composition of chloroform to 25 ml or 25% and composition of acetonitrile to 75, and then finally elution is done with the 100% acetonitrile. And after this complete elution, you have to evaporate the solvent under vacuum, and after evaporating the solvent under vacuum, you get the white crystals of acetonitrile. So this is the production method for the isolation of your phytoconstituent Taxol. So now we have isolated the phytoconstituent Taxol by using the prescribed method. Now how we know that the isolated compound or the fraction is your Taxol or the intended phytoconstituent. So for identification and analysis of phytoconstituent, we have some analysis techniques like TLC, which is the basic one. Then we have high performance liquid chromatography, and for phytoconstituent we have another more sophisticated technique which is called HPTLC. So taking on one by one, first if we look at the thin layer chromatography specifications. So we have developed the we have used a stationary phase silica gel GF254. Here G stands for the binder we have added, and F stands for fluorescent material, which fluoresces at the short wavelength under ultraviolet radiation at 254 nanometers. So this is the stationary phase we have used. Mobile phase we have used for identification of Taxol is chloroform and acetonitrile in the ratio of 7:3. And if you remember the solubility of Taxol, you come to know that the mobile phase is the same, is having the same constant in which the Taxol is soluble. So the mobile phase is chloroform and acetonitrile in the ratio of 7:3. The spraying reagent, after developing your plate, the spraying reagent you are using for detection of your phytoconstant Taxol is vanillin in H2SO4. It is a spraying reagent, or you can say the derivatizing reagent, which helps the development of some colorful derivatives, or some derivative that shows color under UV radiation or under normal lights. So in this way you can identify your RF value, rotation factor value, at 0.59. So under these specific conditions you can obtain or observe your RF value for Taxol at 0.59. The sample we have prepared by dissolving 50 mg of the sample. It can be of Taxol or the drug which contains Taxol, or the fractions or the extract which contain Taxol. It is dissolved in 10 ml of acetonitrile, and from this 10 ml acetonitrile solution we took 1 ml, and again it is make up to the volume 10 ml using acetonitrile. So here we are having a dilution of 10 times dilution. Similarly, we can also prepare the standard by dissolving in 10 mg of Taxol and 10 ml of your acetonitrile, and then again taking 1 ml of this solution and diluting it to further 10 ml using acetonitrile. So this is the TLC identification we can use for identification of Taxol. So there is another sophisticated technique which is called HPTLC analysis, high performance thin layer chromatography. Here we have used a stationary phase pre-coated silica gel plates. Pre-coated silica gel plates. I want to show you pre-coated silica gel plate. This is the silica gel plate pre-coated. This is the silica gel which is pre-coated on the aluminium plate. This is aluminium plate upon which a layer of a very fine thin layer of silica gel is imposed. Okay, so actually these are available in the market in the form of pre-coated silica gel plates, and they are quite efficient, and the results can be reproducible again and again. And also there is no need of activation, they are pre-activated plates. For mobile phase, for this analysis we have used the mobile phase chloroform methanol in the ratio of 9:1. Detection we have made using UV detector at 235 nanometers. Spraying reagent we have used is 1% vanillin H2SO4 solution, and under these conditions we obtain the RF value at 0.25. So under these conditions you can reproduce the results under these conditions. You can get the RF value at 0.25. The sample we have prepared, sample and the standard we have prepared using a simple method by dissolving 1 mg of your sample or your standard in 10 ml of methanol. So this is the HPTLC analysis. And for quantitative and qualitative analysis, we have another sophisticated technique which is called as high performance liquid chromatography or high pressure liquid chromatography. So here we have used the column. The column is Novapec C18 column. Novapec is the brand name. C18 is the stationary phase identity. C18 means the silica gel particle is surrounded by a polymer membrane, and that polymer contains a number of 18 carbon atoms. So that is why it is named as C18 column. The mobile phase we have used as acetonitrile water in the ratio of 40:60. Detection was made at 227 nanometers. Flow rate for the HPLC analysis was maintained at 1 ml per minute, and injected volume for analysis was 20 ml, 20 microliter, and RT value, retention time for HPLC analysis is 15.1 minute. It means that from the time of injecting your sample in the HPLC column, the peak for Taxol appears after 15.1 minute on your chromatogram, and in this way you can identify your sample for presence of Taxol. The sample is prepared by dissolving 1 ml of methanolic extract, by filtering 1 ml of methanolic extract using 0.45 millimeter millipore filter, and the filtrate is then provided with internal standards. The internal standard here we have used 50 microliter of cinnamaldehyde and at a concentration of 0.2 microgram per ml. So this is the internal standard we have to add into the sample for detection of Taxol. The purpose of internal standard can be the stability issue of Taxol. So for making it more stable, we add the internal standard, and similarly we have prepared varied concentration of Taxols along with the internal standard. So this is the HPLC analysis. If we come to the utilization part, utilization is also included as per the syllabus. So for utilization, as we have already discussed, that Taxol is a classical anti-cancer drug. It is available in the form of paclitaxel and all other derivatives of Taxol. So if you look at the utilization, it is used in the treatment of lung cancer, in the treatment of breast cancer, in the treatment of ovarian cancer. So many types of cancer can be treated with the use of Taxol. And also we have already seen in the mechanism of action, it acts by inhibiting the mitosis. It acts by inhibiting the mitosis and inducing the programmed cell death or apoptosis. And it is available in the form of infusions and injections in the market for the consumption. So this is all about the production, extraction, isolation and utilization of your phytoconstituent Taxol. Thank you so much. Thank you for patience.